Hi, got the selfie stick. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to use it. But I did want to show you, look. Finally, tomatoes have arrived. So that is excellent. Now, admittedly, I screwed up. And I meant to start them. I did try to start them earlier. They're a little bit behind schedule, but I really don't think it's going to matter that much because I'm not putting them out in the garden until after Ethan's birthday. I don't care how nice the forecast looks. So they are not going out there. That's still like three and a half weeks. I do plan to this weekend go in, and this is all biodegradable, cut these guys apart and open up the bottom of that a little bit if it's not already, and replant them into these. And these little domes that I actually put over the peppers right here that haven't sprouted, even though those back there have. So they will have enough time to grow, and I mean, they can't sit in these tiny little cells for the next 3 weeks. They'll get too big. Plus, all the ones that have like multiple tomatoes in them, I either have to decide if I'm going to try and separate them or thin them by just cutting them down to just one. It honestly just depends upon the variety of the tomato and how many I have started. Pretty much everything, every tomato that I started looks like it has at least one start in it. So there's 2 cells that don't have any tomatoes in them. That's it. But those cells, same variety, I have at least 2 tomatoes in another cell with that. So on those might be the only ones that I actually try to separate so that I can get the 2 that I actually wanted. All the other ones then, unless I feel like there's some real need for it, I'll probably just thin them down to just the one. But yeah, that's what we've been doing here. Got all kinds of stuff started. My peppers are doing good. Basil here. Got some stuff down here. The other peppers over here. I got these sunflowers. They're mammoth sunflowers. So they're supposed to get between 10 and 12 feet tall. And I do want to plant at least a few, and then I'm probably going to give the rest to my parents to plant. So, you know, they've got to have fun and stuff like that. Plus, they live on a farm, so they have like endless space basically. So, going out, here's my stuff here. This is my cold hardy stuff and my flowers that I'm starting. But isn't that crazy? I started all this stuff from seed. Now, some things are really easy to start and some things are harder, but we do have progress on the peas. They're going down there and on the other side. And I did want to show you these flowers right here. Look at how cute those are. I love those. Very cool. So we're just gonna pop around here, take a look. I did just plant another coneflower here that was a bare root, and I don't see it coming up yet, so I'm getting a little nervous. But they are kind of slow starters in the spring, the first year that you plant them. And the other ones that I started from seed myself, starting from here all the way back. This one looks like something's not right with it. But it also has a little green, but I think that the cold weather we have may have hurt it. I'm not sure. And then this one down here doesn't look very happy, but they were. When I came and first uncovered these like a week or so ago, they were happy. And there is some semblance of life here. So hopefully now that it's done being so cold, it won't be so difficult, Mr. Optimus. And come back here and check this out. My grass is coming back. Look at that. I see the green in there. So that's good. I love this little blue stem grass. I love the color that it turns in the fall. It turns purple and red and all kinds of good stuff. So, and I noticed that, of course, the squirrels were digging. I love the squirrels, but I hate that they dig in my garden. It's so hard to start things from seed because of it. But I do see the beginning of carrots here. Over here, I succession sowed them. So this one was done 2 weeks before this one. So I don't really see anything yet. That's not surprising. As you can see, there's only been this much so far from these carrots. And it's the same thing on the other side. So we're actually going to go in the main garden area. And I had put some clear cups over my brassicas for the last couple of days because it was going to be so cold at nighttime. Tiny dog, are you following me? Where are we going, buddy? We going in here? Okay. But since the lowest temperature coming up in the forecast is only 36, I do want to take these off now. So they don't overheat. Make sure that they made it. This one I just kind of threw everything I had left over the top of it. That's a Brussels sprout. Never grown Brussels sprouts before. So let's get these cups off of these broccolis. Oh, that one lost its cup, but it still looks good. Looking good. Looking good, friends. All right. Okay, just a few more. What is it, Dougie? What do you think? Oh, sweet little boy. My shadow companion. Okay. Here we go. Let them get their air. There you go. Now grow for me, vegetables, grow. Do your thing. Excellent. The Swiss chard's looking good here. I do have a very few that I'm seeing onions start here, but they're all red. Oh wait, there we go. There's some new ones popping up there. There's some yellow. So that's good. I really need these onions to start going or else they're not going to have enough time. There's another thing I kind of messed up on this year. See, a squirrel just dug here. I don't like it when they do that. But my spinach is looking good too. And my garlic, still looking good. I'm probably going to come in eventually and pull this mulch back away from them. I don't want them to get too wet. Mr. Opie, you're sunning yourself. Such a tiny dog. Sweet little eyes. Strawberries are going nuts again. So yeah, here we go. I need to turn you around and point you at me. This is, what is today? Thursday, the 22nd of April. After today, I'm really hopeful that we're going to be able to really see the garden start to take off since there's not going to be so much cold weather in the forecast. Lows in the 40s and the 50s. It's just fine for the plants that are out here right now and in the vegetables I have. And then I won't have to put those plants that I set out back in the greenhouse either because they are cold hardy. And they probably actually could have survived the weather we've had, but I don't have enough time to restart a lot of that stuff because it's cool weather. It's kind of like your timing is so important, excuse me, when you do your seeds. Because if it's cool weather stuff, you have to start it when it's still cool out, because once it gets too hot, a lot of times the seeds won't germinate or the germination rate's not good. Just like warm weather stuff like tomatoes and peppers, you have to keep it warm to germinate, and then once they do emerge as seedlings, you have to keep them warm until the temperatures are hot. So yeah, it's a learning experience. I mean, this being year 3 of doing this, I'm still learning so much. There's so much stuff, and that's all right. I mean, it gives me something to do. I do enjoy it. It's a fun hobby, and it's useful. But I really do enjoy growing stuff from seed, especially when I can give it to people like my parents or other people that want stuff, because what a great thing to have your own food, you know? You know where it came from. You know who's been touching it. And it's like, I don't put any pesticides or anything on any of my vegetables or anything that I have. Just because, well, first of all, that's one of the reasons I wanted to grow an organic garden, is I didn't want those kinds of things on my food. As much as I can eliminate that stuff from me and my family's diet, I would want to do that. But also because a lot of the pesticides, I mean, they're indiscriminate killers, and I am a big bee proponent. I want the bee population to come back and survive and thrive, and I'm trying to attract bees to my garden. That's actually the whole reason that I put in all those flowers. Was to draw bees, bumblebees, mason bees to the yard to help pollinate my vegetables. And it also, I mean, it definitely feeds the bees. I mean, that's why I'm doing it too, but it draws them in so they find the vegetables, and when the vegetables are flowering, then they can pollinate as well. That's why I put mason bee houses up on my garden, because I wanted to make sure to give them a place where they can, you know, put their eggs, and they can, you know, have more bees in the garden. Sorry, there's a little tiny dog over there barking. A little tiny dog that's not mine that was distracting me. So anyway, yes, I feel like we are in good shape. I am ready for the warm weather. Warm weather. It's excellent. That's my garden update here for October. Oh my gosh. Man. Oh, funny thing, because last night I woke up at 2, well, it's technically this morning. No, now my doggy's barking. 2:30 in the morning, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So, excuse me if I just said October. I meant April. Everybody have a good day. Bye.